Namaste. You know, we talk a lot on this channel about doing stuff, chanting mantras, studying Vedas, learning Sanskrit, doing yoga, doing sacrifices, all kinds of things. But actually, that is not the aim of Vedic science. It is the means of purification. But what the actual aim is to do nothing at all. To just be. And this is the greatest pleasure, the most fantastic enjoyment. To just be with no desire, not trying to do anything, go anywhere, have anything, influence anybody, accomplish any kind of work, or do anything at all. Enjoy, possess, or whatever in the material world or the mental world, but to just be. Because this is Brahman. Brahman, as we've gone over so many times, Brahman is not a doer. Brahman is not the owner of anything or the enjoyer of anything. Brahman doesn't have desires because, even if he did, they would be instantly fulfilled. So there would be no desires as such. And because of his perfect knowledge and perfect will, he can do anything he wants, but he doesn't need to do anything. He's not like us, he doesn't have problems. Problems are there because we have desires. A problem is simply an unfulfilled desire. And there are so many desires, unlimited, innumerable, uncountable desires. And they begin with the desire to be a separate individual. This is the delusion. This is Maya. That begins the process of conditional manifestation. Paticca samuppada, as it's called in the Buddha's teaching. And this is the beginning of all suffering. I want to be somebody. Somebody important. Somebody big. I want to be powerful. I want to be rich. I want to have knowledge. But see, all these things are obstacles. Obstacles to what? Self-realization. Because if we really knew who we are, we wouldn't want any of these things. To get the results of your desire or the object of your desire is the booby prize. Because it means you have to have desires in the first place. And there has to be a you to have those desires. And that's the setup. That's guaranteed suffering. Why? Because as soon as you separate the small self from the big self, you lose that peace, that complete poise, and the stillness of Brahman. And you gain what? A phony ego, a temporary body, all kinds of nasty problems in the world, because you can count on it. Your desires are not going to be satisfied promptly and smoothly. There are going to be all kinds of obstacles. Things will go wrong. That's life, isn't it? Look at your own life. How many of your desires have you been able to satisfy perfectly? I would say 0. There's always some compromise. There's always some flaw. Always something wrong. Even if you get what you want, and even if it was perfect, it would be temporary. You'd have to lose it. And then you would have to struggle to keep it, or struggle to get it back, or to get another one, or whatever. You see, this is endless. Endless struggle, endless pain, endless separation from the things that you want. But what do you really want? What would happen if all your desires were fulfilled and you didn't have any desires? This is a good subject for meditation. What would it be like not to have any desires? I mean, any desires at all. Even the desire to be a separate individual, even the desire to live in a body or to be conscious. If you could offload all those desires, or just kind of set them aside, as an experiment. Just try it, see what happens. I remember not long ago, one morning I woke up and I had no desires. I had this incredible feeling of lightness and peace and happiness that wouldn't go away. And now I find by meditation, I can visit that place. I can go to that place whenever I want. So when I wake up like in the middle of the night, being an old guy, you wake up in the middle of the night a lot, almost every night. And instead of just rolling over and going back to sleep, I'll spend, half an hour or longer in that space of no desires, no activities, no thoughts. My eyes are closed. A lot of times I'm wearing earplugs because the guy next door has some noisy dogs. There's nothing. And this is the most pleasant moment. This is the most, it's just indescribable. The pleasure of having nothing, doing nothing, wanting nothing, but being full, being everything, being happiness. Now, this is something, And this is called, in the Vedic literature, is nirvikalpa samadhi. Vikalpa means a desire, an intention, really. So when we let go of all of our intentions, that's nirvikalpa. And when there is no impulse to leave that space, that is samadhi. Samadhi means concentration of the mind on a single state. Now, it can be an object or a thought or a mantra or a deity or even a feeling. But I prefer the definition of samadhi, meaning the absolute quietude of the mind. Really, there is nothing like it. There's nothing that can match it for the sheer enjoyment, the sheer pleasure of being without desires. Try it. Om Tat Sat. Om Shakti Om. Om Namah Shivaya.